very good morning to you on this beautiful Wednesday morning. The sun is out and shining. I hope you are had a very good Easter. And Christopher just came down. Sorry about that. He just woke up. Okay, so today we're gonna do the Beaded Bracelet. I absolutely love these pattern these 2-hole beads create. So not long, Roxy's just walking around as well. Everybody's not long. We're gonna have the tile beads in there, which have got 2 holes, but the Kalos beads have 2 holes as well. So it's what I love about 2-hole beads, that they do bind the patterns together, and whenever we sort of combine it with different techniques and different stitches, and today's one is sort of loosely based on square stitch, you can have really beautiful results. Right, okay, so I'm not going to keep you for long. I'm going to pop you over to the website, and then I'm going to show you all the different colorways again. You know me. I couldn't keep myself, and we have got plenty of colorways to get on with. I just need to get to the right window. All of a sudden, when like some of the window opens, but let me just get, there we go. Move that right over here, and then I can share the screen and show it to you. And then I got pop-up messages on my window. Right, okay, so we're good now. Let's take this down. There we go. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to take you to the website, and then I'm going to show you all the different colorways. A couple of them I made as full samples. Loads of them I done like little snippets so you can see the colors. Some of them are quite summary actually. I do really good. Good morning Rachel, good morning Shirley, good morning Jane, Kim, David, good morning. Right, okay, so popping over to the website. There we go. So by now you know the drill, totallybeads.co.uk, and you're gonna click on either, let me just get this window. Windows are popping up everywhere this morning. What's going on? So you're gonna either click on the video tutorials right at the top here, or you're gonna go into categories and go into video tutorials from that way. So hundreds of tutorials going back the last 3 years. Today is the Beaded Bracelet. Leanne named it Kali because it's the Kalos beads, and actually I do have a friend who is called Kali. Right, buy 2 and get 15% off. That's our offer today. Each kit comes with 2 bags of tile beads, a bag of Kalos beads, seed beads, and the clasp as well to make your bracelet. I'm not going to show much on the website here. I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the samples on the mat. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to go down onto the mat, and I'm going to show you, just zoom in a little bit, I'm going to show you the samples down on here. Now, some of the Kalos beads are 2-sided. And I'll come and say hello just in a sec. Some of the Kalos beads are 2-sided. So you have got this one is one side, which is like a rainbow side, and the other one is a plain side. So in this, with these ones, you can wear your bracelet either way. I just love this sort of windows. So design, sort of axes and squares, not hugs. Like they're not hugs. What shall we say it? What could we say? Yeah, axes and windows. but noughts, not noughts and crosses. I'll come up with something, but if you come up with something, do let me know. Good morning Rachel, nice to see you here. Shirley, good morning. Jane, good morning. I have a tiny bit of coffee left, so, and I'm going to take a sip. I'm really savoring this because I decided I'm going to cut down to 1 cup of coffee a day. I started over the weekend because like I really sleep rubbish at night, and I read something up that cutting down on your coffee could help. So I'm going to try that for 2-3 weeks. Just 1 cup of coffee a week, 1 cup of coffee a day. So far I lasted, but you never know. Good morning, Kim. And David, good morning. She says great colors, thank you. Good morning, Janice. Snowing here. Jane, where are you? Do let us know. I'd love to know where you are. Right, okay, so let's have a look at the colorways. So the first one we have got on is the amethyst, which is this one. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so you can see the colorways better. So this is the one which has got the rainbow Kalos beads in there, so you can wear it both ways. You can wear it either this way, or you can wear it sort of more purplish. I would say plainish, but it's not really plain because it's still quite beautiful. So that's the amethyst. The next one is the copper orange. Now this one I choose an orange seed beads, and I'm going to bring this in so you can see it better, but overall the colors and the tile beads are more copper color, so the orange kind of just gives a nice little frame for it, very sort of springy colorway. Next one is the crystal turquoise. Oh, again, very summery color. Right now, this one has got an AB finish. The Kalos has got an AB finish on one side. So by flipping over, you're going to have more of a turquoise look on the other side. So more of a more standing out on this side. Then this side is more like sort of shiny. Mid Wales in a caravan, Jen is saying. Sunny is Sudbury. Oh, bless Wales. I was like so wanting to have snow this year, and snow just never arrived where I am. Right, so the next one is the forest green. I chosen some copper, half plated copper Kalos beads with this one, and this is again exactly the same as the one before. So on one side, I will show you how to pick them up. You will have the copper side of the Kalos, and if I turn you around, then we have got a very nice green side on the other. Sorry, Christopher came in again. And then gold green, the next one is, this one is, I love this color because it's somewhat muted, sort of very earthy colors, and then you have got sort of greens and browns and olives going in there. So something like this is pretty much goes with a lot of different colors of outfits. I've got lots of colors to go through, so I'm trying to go as far as I can. This one is called Golden Rod, so it's more like a dark browny color. And I do love the tiles more bronzy, but I added a really dark seed beads to it to kind of have them pop out. Next one is the hematite lilac. Oh, I love this one. This one is so, the tile beads a little bit more of a sort of a matte finish, and you got this dusty rose colors and seed beads with it. For me, this is like such a vintage looking. I really love it. Next one is the light pink, which is this one, and this one is more of a sort of rose color, but it has got sort of creamy colors in there as well. Really beautiful. The next one is the navy nebula. You know, surprise, why is the blue bracelet made up or to the full length? I do love a navy color. I added the color somewhat lighter in there, so it really stands out in this one. I love it. Next one is the olive gold. We call it olive gold, but it's got a hint of turquoise and teal in it as well. Beautiful color, very summery color. This is like sort of a summer holiday color for me. Next one is the pearl, which is this one. This one is not on a card because I didn't have the end on it. So the pearl is sort of a very light sort of brown, a very light shade of, I guess, like sort of cappuccino with more of a warm tone of brown of collie beads in there. I really love this one as well. Next one is the rose pink. This is more pinky. You got the tiles are a little bit see-through, so I'm not sure if you can see it, just like if I turn it that way. So tiles are a little bit more see-through, have got like a rose tint to them, and I love because they got this gold sort of brush over the top of them, so they look really interesting. The next one is the Seed Gold. Only 2 more to go. Next one is the Seed Gold. I love this one. A little bit of an olivey hint with browns. And last but not least is the Amethyst, the Vega Amethyst. Let me just get rid of this end. Darker colorway. I do really love it. This one is one-sided, so both of the sides look very much the same. Right. Okay, that's all the colors run through, and I am gonna scroll back and just say just say hello, good morning, Lucy. Don't see you on Facebook again. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. This is keep happening to me. Let me just really quickly log in and have a look. In here on the back end, what could have been happening. Wednesday the 12th. That's right. Just 1 second. I'm so sorry. Facebook is on. Right, I'm gonna click this on, and there we go. So I'm not sure, it might be coming up now. I don't know if the backend was completely clicked on. Right, let's have a look if it's gonna. I think it might have did it. Let's have a look. So let me know if it's still not on there. I'm not really sure what's happening. Good morning, Ruth. Right, okay. Lucy popped the link in there anyhow for us. I'm gonna start the demo. So what color shall we demo with? You've seen so many lovely colors. I think I'm gonna have to just pick one to demo with. I am gonna do the one which one shall I do? The one I liked the most. And let's see. How about this dusty pink? I think this is going to come up quite nicely on the camera because we got quite a dark tile beads and the other beads are lighter. So let's demo with this one. Not because it's one of my favorite colors, of course. Right, okay, so I'm gonna just grab my beads out, tile beads, size 11 seed beads, and the Kalos beads as well. There we go. I'm gonna grab some thread and we're gonna get started. So 2 whole beads. They do have 2 sides to them. So if I pick the tile up, so it has got a tile on one side and there is a hole on the other side. So you got one side of the tile, and if I flip it over, you got another side of the tile. Now, tile beads and Kalos beads are both the sides are pretty much the same. Some of the 2 hole beads on one side you can have a dome, and the other side can be flat, so you have to pick them up in a certain way. Now, you don't have to pay much attention to the tile and the Kalos, and I'm just gonna bob this on just like that. So this has got 2 holes as well. Oops, just lost the needle. Now for this one, there is not like there's one hole there and the other hole in the other side. The 2 sides are exactly the same until you get a Kalos or you get a tile bead. I'm just going to grab this one out of my pot here. You get a tile bead where you have got one color on one side and another color on the other side. So you have got your AB finish on one side and you have got your plain on the other side. Now the ones I got out here to demo with is only got one side, but I'm going to talk you through how to pick it up if you have got two sides. So I'm going to go right, so I'm going to start with, I'm going to pick up one Kalos, I'm going to pick up a seed bead, I'm going to pick up a tile, I'm going to pick up a seed bead, and I'm going to pick up a Kalos, and I'm going to take it all the way down. Now I'm going to turn around in the Kalos beads, which means, let's just zoom in a little bit more, which means I'm going to come back in the other hole. So I came down this way and I'm going to go back on myself. So all I'm doing at the moment is I'm going to go back through the other hole of the Kalos bead. I'm going to pick up a seed bead and I'm going to go through the free hole on the tile bead. I'm going to pick up another seed bead and I'm going to go up through the free hole on the Kalos bead to the top. So I have got a Kalos, I got the tile, and I got a Kalos at the bottom and seed beads in between. This is how we start the whole pattern off. You can leave your bobbin on because you can continue that way later on if you need to, but from here we're going to do a sort of square stitch. And when I say sort of square stitch, the only one row is we're going to do square stitch, and then the second part of that row, because we're working with 2-hole beads, we'll be filling beads in, and then we kind of like do a square stitch at the top and then filling in and so on all the way down. So as I'm here coming out of exiting out the Kalos away from the middle, I'm going to pick up one seed bead and one tile bead. I'm going to come through, so I'm exiting at the top. I'm going to come from the bottom of this seed bead and Kalos bead at the top, and I'm going to pull this up. Then I'm going to come through the seed bead I have just added, and I'm going to come to the tile bead I just added. So I'm in position to add further beads. So the next one I'm picking up, I'm going to pick up one seed, one Kalos, one seed, and I'm gonna, as I'm coming out of the tile on this second sort of unit, if I say this is unit 1, this will be unit 2. So on this row I'm coming out of the tile here, I'm gonna go up on the tile on the unit before. So securing this seed, Kalos seed there as well. Then I'm gonna quite simply just gonna come through the beads I just added. So I'm coming back down, I'm still traveling down on my bracelet. So the seed, Kalos, seed, there we go. And at the bottom I'm gonna pick up one tile and one seed. I'm gonna go up in the Kalos and seed here on the unit before. Then I'm gonna come down the tile bead I just added. So each one of those sort of units, or the tiles and the seed Kalos seed unit, is kind of sewn together with a loop to the row before. So from here I'm going to turn my thread around in the tile bead. So I'm just going to come back through the free hole. I'm going to pick up a seed bead and I'm just going to fill up the gaps. So going to pick up a seed bead through the Kalos, pick up another seed bead, go through the next tile bead, and I'm right back up the top. For the next row it's going to be slightly different because we will need a tile in the middle. So we're going to pick up one seed, one Kalos, one seed, going to go back up the tile bead, and then coming down the beads I just added. Then I'm going to pick up the tile bead, going up on the seed, Kalos seed in the middle, coming down on the tile bead, then seed, Kalos seed at the bottom, up the tile, then down through the beads I have just added. There we go. Oh, David is saying YouTube is all also playing up, so just hit the refresh button. Joyce will watch later. So many nice colors. I want them all. Morning, Angela. So I came through the seed and the Kalos. I'm going to turn around the Kalos. So I haven't gone through the seed I just added, just the seed and the Kalos. Picking up one seed bead, going up. Oh, and I got a knot. I got a little knot. Let's quickly get rid of my knot. One of my. So when you get a knot, what you need to do, where is it? So I'm going to grab another needle. I'm going to push one needle into kind of like the knot itself and unpick it with the other one, because if you try to pull it and push it, I'm sorry, you can see, with one needle, usually what you end up doing is tightening the knot up even further. So I'm adding one seed bead in to the tile, one seed bead in through the Kalos, and I'm right back up the top, and I'm going to do exactly the same how I added the first tile bead. So I'm going to pick up one seed, one tile, going to come through the Kalos and with the seed and the Kalos, pull this up nice and tight, coming through the seed and the Kalos, and I'm ready to add my middle unit, which is a seed, Kalos, seed to the tile bead. So you kind of like, as you go along, like sometimes you're missing a seed bead on your unit, but do not panic, because you're going to add that when you get down right to the bottom. If you want, you could make your bracelet thinner. You could really make it like 2 rows, or you could make it sort of wider. There is so much things you can do with a pattern like this. I love square stitch, and I love like, you know, 2-hole beads, and I love combining different stitches with different 2-hole or 3-hole or different beads, and they just bind the pattern together so nicely. Turning around in the tile bead, and then going up, adding the missing seed beads in. So seed bead 1, seed bead 2, picking up a seed, Kalos, seed, and I'm starting the next row. Anybody has any question, pop a Q in front of your question so I can answer it for you. I'm pulling it up nice and tight. Coming through there, another seed, Kalos, seed, coming through tile the bottom. I'm just going to add a couple more units, and then I'm going to show you how to add a clasp on and the decoration on the side. The kits come with full PDFs as well, and if you buy 2 you get 15% off today. Such a lovely bracelet. So seed bead, Kalos. I'm not going through the seed bead I just added. I'm going to turn around in the Kalos, and then picking up a seed bead to the tile, another seed bead, and to the tile. Now if you needed to add, and I'm not going to add it in, but I'll show you how to add it in. If you needed to add a Kalos, sort of the ones which has got 2 sides to them, what do you do then? Let me just come through. So let's say, because we've got 2 holes and we've got 2 sides, I kind of like, because I've been working with with sort of 2 hole beads quite a long time. Like I can just sit there and I will make a mistake.
Here's what I found.
My wife started talking to me. I will make a mistake maybe once every 50 times, but it comes with practice to kind of like say in your mind how you have to pick it up. So if you just start, I think the best thing to do is to basically place your, if I want this side up, I know I'm going to have to go through the hole which is on this side, because I'm going to turn around and go up on the other side. So if I have to pick up something which is side up, always what I suggest to do is just pop it down on your mat, just have a look at it and then turn it to the way, because these are round. So some shapes were like, you know, ovals or like a crescent shape or some, you can either put them sort of facing up or facing down, but these ones are completely round. So put it down on your mat, and I just picked up a seed bead, and then I would just sort of turn it into the position I need to turn it into, so I can see 2 holes, one on one side and one on the other side, and I know I have to come through the hole which is nearest to the tile bead, pick up another seed bead and sew it to the tile itself. That's the easiest way to always make sure you're picking up the right sort of hole. Other than that, you can, once you get a bit more adventurous with it, you can place your beads down facing up, how you want to pick them up, and always pick them up the same way. So if I always picking up but facing up, always picking up by the right hole or always picking up by the left hole, you're going to have the same result as you go around. Right, okay, so back to the color we need to use. It's so easy, and sometimes, and I do make that mistake as well, that I bead and I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour later I realized the bead I picked up the wrong way around, way back. But for me, like, I can't just leave it. I have to go back and unpick it and do it again, redo it again. Right, there we go. Oh, seed bead. So tile seed at the bottom, coming through the Kalos and seed, then through the tile. I'm turning around in the tile and picking up the missing seed beads. Seed, Kalos, seed, coming through the seed and the Kalos seed. I'm just going to add this row and then I'll show you how to add the clasp. Now when you're working with clasp, and there's all sorts of different clasps we could use, and we all have our personal preference. I'm going to show you how to add a 2-loop slider clasp. Sorry, my voice is going, but you can add a toggle clasp if you like. You can add all sorts of different clasps, a box clasp, but what I always sort of suggest, or what I always say, is first look at the connection. Look at where you want to connect to your bracelet, because any clasp is, in theory, is kind of like doable to add to a bracelet, but some of them will suit the bracelet more and some of them will suit the bracelet less, and sometimes you kind of sort of have to turn things or turn beads to suit something which is which you got to use up. So I'm going to use this 2-loop clasp. Now you could have had 3 loops, you could have had, like, you know, 4 loops. I went to the 2-loop one because I wanted sort of kind of sitting. The 3-loop was just a tiny bit bigger than the width of the bracelet, and I kind of like looked for me a little bit out of the place, so I went with 2 loops. Now when you pull the 2-loop clasp against your beadwork, and this could be any pattern, not just this pattern, but is how I normally do it, is I look at where are the loops are meeting, or where the best place to meet the bracelet with the loop on the clasp. So I can see that I kind of the best place is between the seed bead and the tile, and the seed bead and the tile on both sides as well. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to turn my thread around, I'm going to come to just before the tile bead after the seed beads. That's the position I want to get to, and I'm going to call that sort of a starting position because you're going to go back through that a couple of times. So I'm just going to go down on the row before, turn around in the Kalos, and don't worry, we're gonna cover up these thread paths on the sides so they're not gonna show, coming through the Kalos and the seed. And I'm gonna simply just gonna go through any loop on the clasp. Let's just go through this one, and then straight away as I'm through that loop on the clasp, I'm just gonna take my needle through the tile bead. I don't want to go through the seed bead, just the tile bead, and then go through the other loop. Then from here, I'm just going to go through the seed bead and the Kalos bead on the top. I'm going to pull this up nice and tight. So there we go. So the loops just kind of sit there. The loops on the clasp just sit there next to the tile bead. We're going to cover them up just in a second. Morning, Mira, nice to see you here. Love that some are double-sided. Yeah, some of the, I think there is 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are double-sided. So do check them out. The single-sided is probably easier to start with, but because you get buy to get 15% off, you could get one double-sided and one single-sided, and kind of like experiment with them and do all sorts of different things. Right, okay, so I just sewn the loops on. Now I usually like to go through one more time, so I would take my needle down and just go through the loops again, just to strengthen that connection, because that's where you'll be tugging on your bracelet the most, where the clasp is trying to put you on and take it off every single time. So I like to go through and just reinforce that thread path. Just loop it on there. That will do. Come on. Just loop the thread and I pull the thread tight. Just need to pull it back a little bit. There we go. I just didn't want to pull it back with my needle, because when you pull it back with your needle, usually your needle gets bent. Coming through the Kalos. And then what I would do, like sort of last time, if I look at it from the seed bead, I can see the thread path is coming up on the loop. So this time I would go against it. So I'm going to go in the loop from top to bottom, then through that tile bead. There we go. And then when I come through the seed bead, just the tile bead, and go through the loop again, the other loop. So now I have got started like both the seed beads and the tile beads has got connection with the loop top and bottom as well. And I'm just gonna get to the top. And I looped it again on the what's going on with my thread today? Let's pull you back a bit. Sometimes you have got like naughty thread days. Today maybe. Is it looped again? What did I do? I looped it on twice, look. There we go. And from here, actually we could come back one step. I'm going to come back to the Kalos. From here, once you've done this, you're going to go, like you can leave your bracelet like this if you like. I like to decorate the side. So I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads. I'm just coming at the seed bead right after the clasp. I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then go through the seed bead itself on the other side of the Kalos bead. So kind of like hugging These seed beads will be hugging the Kalos bead just there. And from here, I'm going to run down on one side of the bracelet. So I'm going to pick up 5 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go down on the seed bead towards the Kalos, jumping over the tile bead, and then come up on the next one. And I'm going to pick up another. At this point, it's kind of look like a little bit bulging out, but once we get down to the bottom, it will flatten out a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down on the next one, up on the one after that. And when I pull this tight, just gonna, of course, if you find I kind of like the curve. Once you go on the other side and you pull these middle ones together, they're gonna sort of flatten out a little bit. If you want them more flat, you could do it all the way down with 4 seed beads. So they're both 5 actually, and these ones, they're both 5 seed beads, but you could do it with 4 seed beads. But if you're doing it with 4 seed beads, just really pay attention to your tension. attention, because you can pull the bracelets kind of like lopsided and not having it straight at the end. So I like to add the 5 because I kind of like this little curve coming out of the Kalos beads, but it's really up to you what you want to do it and how you want to do it. And of course, you will come back on the other side and finally would add a little sort of string of beads on the top of the loops here to cover them as well, like we have. That's the back, this is the front of the bracelet, like we have on this one, just to cover that loop. I really do love this bracelet. I really loved playing around with these ones. I think I started in a creation station a few months back, started to play with the Kalos and the tiles, and no, the tile beads I started to play with, and then I kind of like added different bits of pieces in the middle, and then I changed it about, and in the end, like I had larger seed beads and they didn't really sit right size 8s. They were just like either sitting very straight or the crosses weren't sitting quite right. So I think the Kalos bead is just right in the middle there. Right, if you have any question, please put a Q in front of your question so I know it's for me. Other than that, that's it. Right, I'll be back next week on Wednesday with some beaded rings. We haven't done rings for quite some time, so I do love making beaded rings. Let me just grab it. I'm gonna give you a sneak peek. Let me just grab it from over there. Right, I just grabbed a few. I just grabbed a few so I can show it to you. I'm not even sure if they're gonna, almost no, they definitely gonna fit me. They're bigger. So we're gonna have, this is again came from an idea we started at Creation Station, and we started with the bricks and super jewelers themselves. I had a bit of a brain freeze there, but it's a really nice little easy project we're going to be doing. One kit's going to make you a couple of rings, and let me just take this out from the background so you can focus on it. It's sort of like a little bit of a bling ring, but I just really love it, and there is a way to make it elastic as well. So you can watch out for that next Wednesday. Other than that, I'm not live tonight. I was supposed to have this week off. We didn't really turn out that way, but never mind. It's a good thing I love my work and I don't mind sort of doing things. So I'll see you next Wednesday. I am in the Bead Club today as well. Other than that, I'll see you next Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. and we're going to be doing the ring. Natalie is going to be with you on Friday. Everybody have a beautiful week, and I see you very soon. Bye.